On neurodiversity, dyslexia, from where I stand now. When you are a little bit different but not sure why, kids at school tend to tease you. It hurts, but you find ways to spend time with God, beside the beck, the smooth running stream, or the place where there used to be a turbine that made electricity for the school, where the water runs faster. Dipping toes and an occasional swim, fishing lines and laughs, and beauty. In springtime, the wild garlic fills the senses still after nearly 4 decades. I lost a pair of glasses in the beck that caused me some distress. I remember it clearly when persuaded by another lad to lend me his shining bike to ride through the flooded ford. Unluckily for me, I had not anticipated the speed. I needed to plough through the fast-flowing water and attempted to accelerate halfway through. Accelerating against slime is not easy, and so I went down. When I got up, I wondered why the world had gone blurred. I had to spend the remainder of that term nearly blind. But the joy I felt when lying on the ford in the summer, now warm and dry, the world sharp and green. I remember seeing the arm of my glasses. It must have broken off, I thought. I reached in and grabbed my specs. And then they came out complete from slimy hole in which they had fallen. I remember the lad whose bike I borrowed and his cross face. He was an expat kid from Africa. There were lots of expat kids at that school. There was quite a lot of naughty behaviour, quite a lot of stuff, really. But I realised later in life that it was really the feelings of homesickness or trauma. I remember quite troubled kids, really. One of which I was one, I guess, having dyslexia and trying to work my way through this world with incomplete processes. I had to reach in other ways. Yet, despite the turbulence of water sometimes, it was a peaceful time in many ways, and I look back at it now. I've just finished a 5,000-word essay on the ministry of Fred Rogers of American TV, and I think of Fred Sessa for some reason. I think of Fred Rogers and what he did to help kids, early years, 0 to 6. He helped them with their feelings, their trauma, about big stuff, about little stuff. And did this as part of my master's. I've been amazed to see how this Presbyterian ordained minister was able to reach so many for 3 decades or more. Deeply amazed as I read about his Quaker influence, the influence of the divine spark from within, the divine spark that is in us all, waiting, just waiting to be ignited. And I realise now that influence that is beneath the surface of the stream of my developing ministry is there. At the time, it didn't always feel that great to sit in boring meetings. And some of the experience at school wasn't great either. But there were many good times. But more importantly, I realise now that those Quaker streams of divine spark from within the soul are still there in my heart and mind. As I now train myself for Presbyterian ministry in Scotland, I often speak of the divine spark from within to without by the Holy Spirit. The seed, the mustard seed in us all, needs divine watering, needs time and distance enough from the water, from the beck, to germinate the spark and then send shoots to the heavens. That quiet stream from so long ago, that Quaker's stream where once I stood up to my ankles, calms this beating heart still,